Okay, I think we're back. I think. I'm just adjusting a few dials and levers here. That's what I get for trying to hardline in my connection. I don't know what happened. My internet just went down, and I didn't even know. I was talking for probably 30 minutes, and I'm reading the Discord. I'm like, what are you guys doing on Discord? I completely. Am I live? Let me know in Discord. Let me know. So anyway, I'm trying to fix this. Part 2. Okay. Yes, I'm going to add Streamus Interruptus. Part 2 after interrupted stream. Okay. We're back. Please let me know where I left off, because I have no earthly idea. I have absolutely no idea where. And honestly, we probably didn't miss much because I was ranting about Interstellar. Actually, I had this really heartfelt thing. I said, whether you're watching, lurking, or you just stumbled upon the video or just gave it 30 seconds, I want you to know, and whether or not you're roasting me for wanting to pet a loathed cat or praising me for my trenchant critique of Disney's Snow White, I am grateful for you, my dear sailors and starnauts, and it is my honor to serve you. And you missed it. You missed me saying that. So I'm definitely not going to tell you now. No, I'm just kidding. It's great to be back, isn't it? I feel like it's been years since I was disconnected. Thanks, Star Fury. I appreciate you letting me know that we are back. All right, I think we could call it on that poll. the poll, it was 83%. 3-day-old moldy diarrhea. Okay, new chat. I'm popping out the new chat here. Let me do... I honestly can't tell. Oh, wait, this is the wrong view. Hang on. Okay, so we've got... I'm getting all my stuff back up and running here. Okay, there's my new chat, Mr. Producer. I got it. New chat is back. Now, so you guys were saying stuff like, did some kind of disaster befall the captain? Literally went right over my head. I'm like, what? Because I like a loathed cat? What's wrong with that? So, totally. One day, I swear to God, one day I'm going to be good at this. I promise. I promise I'll be good at this someday. Okay. Star Fury says, if at first you don't succeed, try again, or at the very least, restream. Very droll, Star Fury. I enjoy that. Captain needs some pep. He's alive, says Universal. Fu Man Blue, thumbs up. Redoubt Productions says it was more like 5 to 10 minutes you were gone. Honestly, that wasn't my best work anyway, so we didn't lose anything. Did we have Gore was the last? Okay, yeah. I was saying I was surprised that Gore said he didn't like Andor very much, but in any case, did we have our weekly serving of Grizzy yet? Says Redoubt. Just checking. Well, I thought we didn't want any more shillery on the channel. I don't know. I feel bad for the shills. I feel like they're right about a lot these days. It's really weird. Something about red lightsabers. They're so mesmerizing. They're so red. Red lightsaber. I don't know why I keep saying that. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get some shills in here. I do have shills, but before we get to shills, so what I was saying is I have not seen the Ironheart trailer. I have assiduously avoided all references to this. I've avoided people's reactions to it. I've not seen this trailer. I was setting up that I was going to react to this with you. First, this is my live, unvarnished, fresh reaction to Ironheart trailer. Okay, so what fresh hell has the MCU released here? All right, here we go. Here it comes. The Ironheart trailer. I love how they are clout chasing on Ryan Coogler from executive producer Ryan Coogler, who is talented and does not eat glue. They're so desperate, man. Do you understand? An executive producer couldn't be anything. An executive producer can be a full-blown TV show runner, and it's their vision, like Vince Gilligan, for example, in Breaking Bad. Or an executive producer can literally just be someone who threw money at something. They signed a check. That's all they did. Or it could be even less than that. It could just be that they have a contractual obligation that you must credit me as an executive producer in the show, just for reasons, right? So the fact that they're saying Ryan Coogler, executive producer, obviously with Sinners being a home run hit, that they are totally clout. I have no idea how involved in this Coogler is. I just think it's funny that they're like, don't worry, a talented, sentient human assisted with this. It's funny to me. Okay. Well, who knows? Maybe this is good. Okay, let me allow for that. Let me allow for the possibility that, like Andor, maybe this is the one Marvel thing that's going to surprise me. Surprise me, Disney. The director of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
For real?
Welcome, Riri. In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Oh, what is this?
Your interview. You'll suffocate and die unless you break into the device on the floor, where you will find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
So stunning, so brave. We need more women in STEM. We really do. Star Fury says, Ironheart, no. Redoubt says, wait, I just realized every episode of Retracing History is really just me shilling for a different part of history. Oh, get that shiller out of it. That's not shilling, Redoubt. Like I said, me enjoying Andor is not shilling, because if I were shilling, I would tell you I hated it, even though I loved it. That's what shilling is. Shilling is being dishonest. Shilling is pushing a narrative. I don't push narratives here. I tell you what I think about things, honestly and openly, and I invite you to disagree, and I even say, like, I kind of understand the objections to Andor. I get it. I really do. That's not shilling. Shilling is a specific condition. It's a type of brain rot. It's where the actual neurons are degenerating, and the shill is only capable of slavish devotion to Disney. Look, I will say right now that this, first of all, the performance of this actress is so... This is like, it's honest to God reminding me of like a TikTok video of like some chick, losing her shit at the McDonald's counter. That's the energy of this right here. However, the premise of this scene, which is a kind of MacGyver situation of, she's got to figure out, she's got to jury rig her way out of this. Okay, fine, whatever. There's potential there. The problem is, this is so freaking cliche at this point. It's like, oh my God. So in other words, she's every young woman in the entire Marvel universe at this point. Ant-Man's daughter is basically the same character. She's basically the same character. Oh, look, I just invented a quantum tunneling device, and I'm 19 years old. So it's just very tiresome. It's very tiresome.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius.
Because of course she is. Because of course she is.
So you in or out?
That's right. Yeah. Cue the rap music. Cue the rap music. It's God. It's like what Asmongold says. The one of the biggest problems in modern society is white liberal women. That's basically what it is. That's their music. That's the music that means them. There's no other type. It doesn't matter if it's a medieval black samurai in feudal Japan. He still has to have trap music. Because that's their music. That's what means them. What do you mean by them? Well, you know. They say that we're the race. They're the racist, man. They're the ones that stereotype everything. That would be the creatives behind this show. Whatever, fine. Gotta have the rap music obligatory at this point.
I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
The first genius at MIT.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh. Jesus. We are in for it with this one, chat. Oh, this one's no holds barred, man. We've already got the snotty, uppity, white dude who just doesn't get it, and he's about to learn his lesson. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Oh, God, it's so boring. They only have one story to tell. The wackos, I mean. They only have one story. Okay, here we go.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
It's a brand new.
Oh, she is such a badass bitch. She is such a badass. She's so tough. She's so fucking smart. You know, it's like she's just Brat Summer. Am I right or am I right? Or am I right? Hashtag Brat Summer.
Tools to help you carry out your vision. But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life.
Do you notice something interesting about this trailer? Do you notice? I always talk about this. This is always the thing I'm looking for in a trailer. What's the hook for the story, right? Now, usually, especially in a superhero story, the hook for the story usually involves an inciting incident involving some kind of threat, be that a villain, be that the arrival of an alien invasion force, or something of that sort, right? That's usually the hook for the story. Crazy scientist welds 4 robotic arms onto his body. You know, that's the hook for Spider-Man 2, right? What do you notice about the entire narrative focus of this trailer so far? It is 100%. You are so brilliant. You're such a genius. How come you're not running like the whole world because you're so damn smart? What are you going to build, Riri? What are you going to do? I'm going to do something iconic because I'm hashtag stone cold badass brat. That's what I am. That literally the entire focus of this trailer is how stunning, brave, and genius she is. That's all it is. There's nothing else. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. This is vintage, man. This is vintage early MCU. This is like right at the beginning when they were first doing all this shit. That's what this feels like. Holy moly, man.
Because I had to do some questionable things to get it done. What will you do, Riri?
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew.
I could chew a lot.
You know nothing about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much better than that.
Why do you assume that? Why do you assume she'll be in jail? God, this character Riri has serious let me speak to the manager energy. Like serious let me there's just a lot of TikTok videos that come to mind, okay? Dude, they literally stole that is a shot-for-shot theft of Tony Stark's like moment in the first film when he's like catching the car. Like that's just oh god, they're aping that so hard.
This is wild. A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady.
Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh great. And it's so funny. I love MCU humor. MCU humor is so funny. It's always so funny. It's always so good. I was talking to a 19-year-old MCU fan the other day who loved Thunderbolts, and I was talking about this in the Ready Room last night, the member only stream, and senior staff only at the Ready Room briefings. And I was talking about how I asked him why he enjoyed Thunderbolts, and it was it was also good and it was also great, and I just thought Sentry was great and it was so good. Okay, fine. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to be the asshole here. I just need you to tell me one thing. When they were stuck in the mind of Sentry, and it was literally like a metaphorical battle against trauma and depression, did you find that interesting? Was that like entertaining to you? He's like, oh, I loved it. And I was like, I give up. Like, I surrender. Like, there's nothing I can't. What can men do against such reckless hate? There's no way to fight this. It's like, it's exactly what Asmongold said. You can say this is slop. Fu Man Blue, Star Fury, Redoubt Productions, Tim Allen, Universal, Crowbar the Skull, Tom. I know you're out there, Tom. Don't deny it. You can say that this is slop. I can say this is slop. But the world's full of hogs.
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
God. Garrett, why can't you just enjoy things? Why can't you just have fun? Because I look at shit like that, and the thought of watching it, it's like the thought of clapping, clapping for that. I'd rather die. The bar is so low. How can it get lower? How can the IQ get lower? They just keep outdoing themselves, folks. I mean, is this going to be worse than Secret Invasion, you think? Probably not. Secret Invasion is one of the most joyless, miserable slogs of all time. Oh, my God. There's no end to it. There's just no end to it. I was watching A Drink with Crazy. He had a video. Okay, he had a video. He says, I'm done. I'm done with anti-woke content. And by the way, that's not what Swords and Starships is. Of course, I oppose wokeness. I opposed left-wing wackoism, all that good stuff. I oppose bad storytelling. But that's not the subject of this channel. It is often the subject of this rather bellicose podcast known as the Captain's Cast. Please like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell if you're so inclined, if you're enjoying the content, especially since I had to restart the stream. But he said that, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this. And I get it. I understand. I am too. And yes, like I'm reviewing this, I'm commenting on it, but you got to understand, like, so he's basically saying like, I'm out. I'm just going to enjoy the things I enjoy, and I'm going to stop harping on this stuff because gosh, we just, what's the point of just continually doing this? It's like we don't want to. We don't want to be continually talking about this. But do you think that like Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni and Kevin Feige, you think they're just going to stop making this trash and destroying these things because we stop talking about it? You think if we stop criticizing this shit, it's going to stop? No. This has been, look, where we're at now started 30 years ago, maybe farther back. This has been building and building and building, and for a long, long time. We actually didn't call it out that much. We didn't talk about it. We just didn't even have a forum, really. Never forget that like 5, 6, 7 years ago, they were taking down channels for criticizing entertainment. The Last of Us, the Naughty Dog was taking down channels that were critical of The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Folie à Deux. So I'm not attacking A Drink with Crazy. He's entitled to his opinion. And frankly, I understand. that he's tired of it. And look, I'm tired of it too. I am tired of this crap. But just because I stopped talking about it doesn't mean it's going away. The point is we're identifying the problems. We're identifying the problems in the culture and in the corporate landscape. And we are focused on this channel and eventually building new things. But I'm just saying, like, I could just avoid talking Ironheart. But even I'm kind of shocked that they're still making this garbage. They're just still shoveling this shit. They're just still shoveling it. It's garbage. And guess what? We have to like this. Chat, listen to me. We have to like this. Do you know why we have to like this? I'm going to give you one guess why we must acknowledge that this is spectacularly acted. It's so brilliant. It's that this is good because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Garbage. So, Star Fury says, "Do not challenge Hollywood to go lower, please. They will go low. Oh, they will, Star Fury. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe it. Just trash. Just trash. This just garbage. Recycled pap." Universal says, "Is Ironheart LGBTQ? In the series will be revealed that Riri Williams is bisexual." I mean, sure, maybe. I don't care. I really don't. Black girl magic, says Crowbar the Skull. Oh, yeah. No, black girl magic. Remember, none of us said that. That was Samuel L. Jackson saying that in a written performed line in the Marvels. That was they said that. They created that. They said that. Why did they say that? Okay. Just unbelievable. I'm kind of stunned, man. I'm just, it's actually not that there's anything new here that's bad. It's that it's so incredible the way they spam it. They spam this garbage over and over and over. It fails every single time. It gets ratioed. It gets laughed at. It creates a media firestorm of hate. It creates the entire conversation. It comes out. Nobody watches it. It's laughed at. It's memed on. It's embarrassing. It's forgotten about. It fails. It flops. It makes no money again and again and again. We go through this exercise over and over and over. They change nothing. That's what's incredible about it. That's what has me just mind blown about this. Really? We need another one? How many of these? How many of these? How long have I been asking that question? Why do I do this? It's just, I can't believe this shit. I cannot believe it. How many of these? They are a slop factory, Disney. They're just garbage. Executive producer, Ryan Coogler. Director of the So Stunning, So Brave, Wakanda Forever. Okay, so hat tip. Let's do. Okay, you guys have been clamoring for Grizzy. So listen. There is a type of fan that loves this shit. They lap it up. No lie. In fact, you can set your as reliably as you can set your watch by Star Fury's acerbic reactions. You can set your watch that these shills are going to clap like seals for this slop. The world's full of hogs, and they are the hogs. They suffer from a terrible disease. It's called shillery by proxy. It results in social awkwardness, praising, bad writing, acting, and content, and generally an ineffectiveness at life. In some severe cases, it even results in a lifetime supply of virginity. It's a terrible disease, and the victims of this disease suffer terribly. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It results in an irrational love of everything Disney Star Wars, although it's understandable in the case of loathe cats. They're very adorable. But there is a man who studies this disease. He studies it in hopes of finding a cure to prevent its spread, so that one day those afflicted can be returned to the ranks of regular humans. His name is Grizzy. And he has for us a video of shills reacting to Ironheart. Mr. Producer, please, if you would share screen. Here we go. Hat tip, Mr. Grizzy. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put a dislike on that previous trailer. Hang on a second. We got to go back for a second, chat. Fu Man Blue says, fuck Grizzy, you didn't hear me clamoring. Well, Fu Man Blue, there's others in the chat, and they were. Oh, no, I put a like on it. Oh, no. I put a like on it by accident. I'm so used to putting likes on all the YouTubers I support. I did it without even realizing it. Thank God. Thank God I hit the back button. Oh my God, I would have had a like on it. Okay. Oh, the crisis averted. All right, here we go. Roll tape.
Riri Williams is so much more of an approachable idea, so much more of a connection than a billionaire weapons manufacturer. So I think having
they're already starting in on she's better and more believable. Why do they do this? Why do they do this? She's better and more believable than Tony Stark.
A character like Ironheart building a suit herself, navigating the world, going to MIT because of her smarts, but having to figure out how to pay for it is way more interesting.
You're an idiot.
All right, so Disney Marvel has finally released a trailer for Ironheart.
Finally! I have a feeling that this show will be like okay at the bare minimum. I can't imagine it's a terrible show.
Okay, now right here.
That's incredible. So that is as close to honesty as they can ever get. So can I translate this for you? Even we can't defend this garbage. So what we have to say is, it'll be okay. It'll be all right.
Here, you can tell that this guy knows that this show, with the reshoots, the 3-episode drop on night 1, possibly the final 3 episodes on the second week, and Disney Marvel delaying the show for 2 years, that, yeah, this is probably going to be bad.
I am one of the people I'm rooting for the show. By all accounts, it seems like there's a likelihood the show might not be good, right?
But despite this, they're going to continue to praise and defend the show.
Well, they're inching towards the truth. Some of them. There might be hope for this one. I think that there might be. This might be one of like the immune carriers. You know, some carriers of a disease are immune, and you can like take samples of their blood and create an inoculation against the disease. I think Mr. Grizzly needs to keep an eye on this one. This shill might be. He might have potential. We'll have to. We'll have to. You know, I was gonna make a joke, just a joke, but it's a little.
Because they need to make.
It was gonna be a joke related to what they were gonna do to Ellie in The Last of Us. You know how they were gonna dissect Ellie and synthesize a cure from her remains for the good of humanity. I was going to make a joke along those lines, but I will leave that to. Star Wars theory, World War shills, as Fu Man Blue.
Maintain the
I like
that the MCU is back.
They're really trying to change the conversation around the MCU, and Thunderbolts is beloved. People love the shit out of it, and then you got Fantastic.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Yeah, okay.
4, and I think they want to like not, if in case this show is a disappointment or something, they want to not have it be. They want to have that optic that the MCU is truly back, and they're doing great, like with Thunderbolts and then Fantastic Four, like have that image perception.
And you and the rest of the MCU shills are more than happy to join them in that effort.
I saw Ironheart footage at D23 4 years ago. I loved that footage. There are receipts. I've been talking about Ironheart show for quite some time. I think now the greater world is going to see this is going to be awesome.
I seriously doubt that.
The show looks good.
It looks good.
I hope it's good. I think it'll be good. I hope it's good.
I like the trailer.
It doesn't matter if it's good or not. You'll say it's good because you are a shill.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm in. That was good. I can't wait.
From all the snippets
Oh my God. See, that's what shillery is right there, because you can absolutely predict with 100% accurately. I hope it's good. I don't know if it'll be good. I hope it's good. They will 100% say it's good. It's so good. Redoubt Production says, yes, the greater world will see something all right. Yes, they will.
Anything bad.
Like, I keep forgetting that it's happening, and then when I hear something about it, I'm like, oh yeah, Ironheart, I'm so excited.
I'm not super excited for the show, but I'm going to go in optimistic.
This is the one that's very popular. Very popular at the truck stops is this show.
I was kind of indifferent before, and now I'm 100% in.
This series is going to be fire.
I think Ironheart is potential to be the sleeper hit of the year.
No offense, but I think you're really reaching.
Oh, that's Breaking Bad. That's a Breaking Bad scene. Oh, that's it. He said it. That's Breaking Bad. Dude, that's how many times I've watched Breaking Bad. I can actually tell you exactly what that's from. That's from season 4 when Hank Schrader has a theory that Gus Fring, the owner of the chain of fried chicken restaurants, is actually a meth kingpin. And that's his boss saying, I think you're reaching, Hank.
Good. I hope it's good. It's got Ryan Coogler involved. It's going to be at least pretty decent.
And they also, for some reason, think that because Ryan Coogler is involved, that this show is going to be great specifically for that reason.
Ryan Coogler's a genius. Ryan Coogler has not steered us wrong.
Oh, that's right, Ryan Coogler.
They don't understand that. See, this is the thing. Like, they're so illiterate when it comes to this. Like, as I explained, the executive producer could be as little as the guy who signs the paychecks or just wants his name on it. It could literally be that inconsequential of a role. The fact that being the director is very different than being a producer and very different from being a writer. And they act like, oh, his name is on it. That means good.
Oh man, I love him so much. He's so smart, so brilliant, so great.
Ryan Coogler producing. That's already a good start, to be fair. That's already good.
And this guy...
That's one of yours, Star Fury. You claim that chill.
produced this show all these years ago and they've been sitting on it. Ryan Coogler's fingerprints are all over this.
Okay, predictions. So when the show eventually fails, it won't be Ryan Coogler's fault, according to these people.
You know, there actually are ways to get at Ironheart that could work. That's the sad thing about this. It's like there are ways to get at it that wouldn't be so insufferable. You know, it's like she could have been a bright student at MIT, top of her class, and Tony Stark, before his death, took her under his wing and taught her a bunch of stuff. And she was a star pupil of his, and that could be the entry point for her character. I think there's a way to get at this that truly would work and would honor both the legacy of Iron Man and would be plausible for this character. And I think a lot of the focus of the story would have to be the mistakes that she makes in her youthful arrogance. The problem is they just have this insufferable Mary Sue energy all the time because we have to show women being perfect. We have to show women as flawless, perfect beings all the time. And, you know, say what you want about Andor, but Andor did not portray women that way. Yes, it occasionally overplayed its hand at times, but by and large, every female character in Andor, Rebellion or Imperial, was fallible, was at times in a position of weakness and had to, or at times had earned their place in a certain area, but were out of their depth in another. You know, Mon Mothma was a genius in the Senate, but she had no idea how to get herself out of trouble when she had to get out of the Senate. Only Andor was capable of doing that. You had, I'm trying to think of, you have Dedra, who's this brilliant, intelligent female officer, right? But she's also driven by ego. She's overly ambitious, and she sticks her nose where it doesn't belong, and it gets her thrown in the gulag. You know, my point is they're not perfect people. They're people in Andor. And that's the difference. There is a way to get at a character like this. Now, does that mean that we honestly should be wasting our time with a D-list character that we don't even care about? Like, nobody should be investing their time in a character this unknown in the universe. We should be focusing on core characters, core narratives to get this show back on the road. That's what we should be focusing on. But instead, we're dithering around with these oddball, C-list characters, D-list characters. That's the problem here.
But it will be the fans' fault because they just didn't give the show a chance, and these shills are already blaming toxic fans for the eventual failure of this show.
I don't see why this is like remarkably hated before it's been released. I'm sure there's reasons. I'm sure there's some obvious reasons.
Racism.
They're such arrogant assholes. They're just so arrogant. You know, that's the thing. It's like I sit here talking about Andor for hours, and one of my favorite characters is Dedra, right? A female character, because she's a well-written character. And she has moments of the show where she's brilliant and triumphant, and moments in the show where she falls flat and she fails, just like every other character in the show. You have Clea, who's this great heroic character that, like, the episode where she has to, spare Luthen from becoming a live capture of the Empire, is brilliant and really well done. Mon Mothma is mostly a really good leader in the show and fits her role brilliantly. They just don't want to defend this show on the merits because it has none.
Racism.
I feel like this character, Riri Williams, already has her back, against
and I even just sat here positing how Riri, what a stupid fucking name. But anyway, positing a way that this character of Ironheart could actually work. There is a way to get at this that could work and work well and be kind of charming. But they're lazy writers that write this crap. They are SJWs. That's all they are. They're just serving the narrative and the propaganda. That's all they care about.
Well, just being a black tech girl,
So, and you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of this is Iron Man's. No, like, bro, she's Ironheart.
She's her own character, not an Iron Man ripoff, which is another thing that triggers these people.
So she doesn't want to be Iron Girl or Iron Lady. She wants to be her own thing. She wants to be. She wants people to see her for who she is, and I respect that a lot. That's a very strong message.
Trying to become the new Iron Man.
That's a very strong message.
The way people see it, and I don't think that's the way it is, but people see it that way. But
apparently online everyone's like, oh, woke Iron Man ripoff, and I'm like, Ironheart has existed in the comics for quite a long time.
Except those comics have sold very poorly and haven't made any money for Marvel, which begs the question, why would Disney give this character a show? Obviously because she checks off a lot of boxes on Disney's DEI checklist. Non-white, female, wouldn't be shocked if they end up making her bisexual or something in this show as well. Remember everyone, this is important, very important, according to Disney Marvel and the MCU shills, and that's why this show deserves our respect.
Like, she deserves better, the show deserves better, Ryan Coogler deserves better, respect it. Like, it deserves that.
They deserve nothing. They deserve... Put the fries in the bag.
Thanks for watching.
Hat tip, Grizzy. Hat tip. A man, a myth, a legend is Grizzy. Yeah, it's... You are the creatives. We are your customers. Put the fries in the bag. They deserve exactly nothing from us. They deserve nothing. But if they are willing to entertain us, they may just earn our appreciation and our respect and our continued business. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. This is a really bizarre paradigm. The most difficult, I would say, I think, other than maybe pro sports, I think the most difficult aspiration is to be a highly paid and successful artist. That's a very rarefied air if you get there. And it is not easy, and you are headed for pain no matter how successful you are. That's the price. It's the price we pay for our instrument. Nothing is promised. Absolutely nothing. The most common feeling you should have if you are a highly paid artist and sought after for your skills is you should have nothing but gratitude. You should sound like Tom Cruise. You should sound like Tom Cruise out there promoting Mission Impossible saying, thank you. We made this movie for you. It is our honor to entertain you. That should be the attitude. And these shills are like, well, Ryan Coogler's a genius and he deserves respect. No, he doesn't. Coogler deserves nothing. Now, his brilliant film Sinners has, by chance, earned my respect. It has earned it. But it was never promised, guaranteed, or deserved. But it was earned. Fairly and fully. But this is such a dumb argument. I can't stand it. I really... The shills, they make me sick! Now, Asmongold had a video on this. I thought I'd check it out. I may not do the whole video, but I'm just curious. I saved it for the stream because I was avoiding all Ironheart stuff because I wanted my reaction to be brand new for you, my beloved sailors and star nuts, my beloved chat. And so I saved this one too, so what the hell? Before we move on to something else, let's do... I have become a total Asmongold fan, which is really funny. It's such a boomer kind of thing because it's like, have you heard of this? He's a streamer called Asmongold. I say this to people, and they're like, yeah, I've heard of Asmongold. He's been around a while. I'm like, well, I just discovered him. He's really funny. He's really good.
Ironheart, no wonder Marvel tried to bury this show. Ooh, man.
Wait, is he reacting to Grizzy?
Remember back in school when you had to do some class presentation?
Oh, he's reacting to Critical
only when it
Drinker?
got to the day and the other kids started doing theirs, you realized you'd totally misunderstood the assignment and done something completely wrong, so your only option was to hide at the back of the class and just hope against hope that the teacher would forget about you and let you off the hook.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically Ironheart for you. A TV show commissioned 5 years ago when the whole let's swap out
Star Fury says, I deserve better, Hollywood. That's a
beloved
good
legacy
point.
characters for diverse new alternatives. Craze was at its obnoxious peak in the MCU, based around a particularly unpopular comic book character from arguably the least.
That's true, Fu Man. It's probably, once corporations and shareholders became the entertainers, this was probably always inevitable.
Successful era of Marvel Comics ever, who did nothing but ride the coattails of her far more popular male predecessor, only with none of his charm, likability, flaws, or character development.
Oh, that's a good one, Star Fury. My black creator suggestion for the MCU, Antoine Fuqua to do Punisher. Oh, that's a deadly good idea right there. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Because Antoine Fuqua, what was the movie he did just recently I was super into? Why am I blanking on this? Get me the IMDb, Mr. Producer. Lieutenant Producer. I'm just totally blank. Equalizer, right. Love the Equalizer films. Those are excellent. I feel like there was something else, though. Perhaps. I guess it's the Equalizer films I'm thinking of. But yes, those are so good with Denzel. Oh, Training Day. Oh, I love... Oh, no, he's executive. I'm looking at his producer credits. Did he direct that one? IMDb. The way they organize IMDb sucks. It just freaking sucks. The Terminal List... all the Equalizer films, Magnificent Seven, that was pretty good actually. The remake, Magnificent Seven. Just curious. Tears of the Sun, I still like Tears of the Sun. A lot of people hate on that movie. It was pretty good. Training Day, yeah, one of my favorite all-time films is Training Day. Freaking love that film. Yes, Star Fury, that's a great suggestion. Antoine Fuqua to direct The Punisher, that would be rad. I'm all for that. Crowbar the Skull saying, have a good night to Redoubt. Redoubt is out for dinner. Good night, Redoubt. Thanks for hanging out. There he goes.
And it was a show that was basically outdated and obsolete before it was even released, lumbered with a main...
Nobody even liked it to begin with, then. So why would they go with something that nobody even liked even whenever it came out?
It's so funny listening to Asmongold ask these questions. It's like, well, why would they do that? Well, I know, but that's what we've all been asking ourselves. Why did they do this? Why did they do this?
Character that nobody liked or
That's
wanted,
crazy.
and the fact that the past several years have been nothing but a slow-moving train wreck for the MCU gradually eroded the fan patience and goodwill that might have allowed a show like Ironheart to scrape by. Marvel knew this all too well, and they also knew there was no way to fix or avoid the problem, so they did what we all did in that school classroom decades earlier. They went silent and tried to hide, doing their best to bury Ironheart and hope that people would eventually just forget about it and leave them alone.
This was one of the worst things that happened to me. This was in my last semester of college, and we were doing a group presentation, and obviously, it was me doing the group presentation. I was soloing the entire thing because nobody did anything. And so
I've had that
halfway
experience
through the
so many
presentation,
times.
while I'm explaining everything, the professor stops me. And sure,
I haven't actually seen Olympus Has Fallen Universal. I missed that one.
no, I'm being serious. I stayed up the entire night. I did the entire presentation. The class was at 9 a.m. I was there early. I did the presentation. I went home. I went to bed. That's what happened. And so he stops me halfway through the presentation. And he says, okay, we've heard enough from you. I forgot their names. But, can you explain this slide? And they're up there like, so the circle and he talked for 10 seconds, I immediately was like, yeah. So anyway, let's get back into this, right? Should have called them out. Yeah, no, I did. I did call them out. I emailed the professor later on, and I was like, hey, listen, they didn't fucking do anything. And I absolutely did. It was a business. It was a it was like a process analysis, like computer systems class. And so like you had to develop like a computer like system for like I forgot even what it fucking was, but it was basically like a programming chart for how something would work. And I snitched him out. I did, of course, because I had an 80.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Well, it turns out you can only hide for so long when you've got hundreds of
They were
millions
trying
of
to
dollars
hide, bro.
invested and a contractual obligation
and I
to...
tried to hide them. I did. I tried. I was like, okay, I'm going to explain this. I just told them. I straight up, I said before the thing, just shut.
All right, I'll watch this one on my own time. I will enjoy it, though. You know what? I'm with you, Starfury. Let's do the Astartes trailer to cleanse our palates, shall we? We might come back to this video. We'll see. I've got other stuff in the stack of stuff, though. How long have we been going? Well, it's hard to tell because we lost the first stream, so I'm probably at about 2 hours. No, I'm at 3 hours. So, yeah, we'll do the Astartes trailer. It was in there. I'm going to find it. There it is. I got it. Copy link. Copy message link. There it is. No. Why does Discord makes it so freaking hard to just get a damn link for something? Hang on a second. Why does Discord make this so difficult? All right, here we go. I got it. All right, Starfury. Well, I'm gonna have to watch for copyright claims, but let's roll tape. Is this a video game or a show? It's obviously it's got to be a video game. Oh, is that Tyranids? Yes! Oh, orcs? Nice. Oh, okay. Is this just like an anthology show? It's just going to give us like a little bit, or is this like for real? Is this like for a real show? Or it's a video game? What is it, Starfury? You got to tell me. Oh, that was unbelievable. Oh, shit. Just the camera view from the perspective of the guy getting the chain sword, and you just see the chain, and you just see the saw going, and oh my God. Dude, this is the thing. Like, dude, the shills, the wackos, man, they are not capable of handling Warhammer. Like Warhammer 40,000 literally is the opposite of everything their pathetic snowflake brains can handle. It's the exact reverse opposite of absolutely everything that they envision as utopia, you know? Just blood-soaked mayhem in the grim darkness of the far future. That's why they want to like transit, you know, they want to get it all wokeified. We are so lucky that Henry Cavill's in charge of this. We are so lucky The Amazon show. Star Fury says, for real show. Holy shit, it looks great. This looks great. Where's Astartes 1 then? How did I miss Astartes 1? Where is it? Suffer not the alien to live. Oh, don't let the shills see that one. Oh, no. Suffer not the alien to live. Oh, my God. That's not very inclusive. That doesn't seem very... That's not democracy. You're goddamn right, Shell. You know, it's not democracy. Get out of here with that shit. Suffer not the alien to live. God, man. Warhammer is... It is so hardcore. There's nothing more hardcore than Warhammer. There just isn't. Maybe Berserk. Maybe Berserk. Still. You know, Warhammer cannot be outdone by darkness, because the moment something darker than Warhammer comes out, they will just plagiarize it and make it worse. They'll just make it darker. Basically, the Tyranids are like, what if the Xenomorphs in Alien were 1,000 times worse? That's basically what it is. They just took the Xenomorphs from Alien and they said, let's make them thousands of times more devastating and terrible. And that's just what they do. That's just what they do. They say, let's take a dark dystopian future and envision how it could be worse than anything you can imagine. But also kind of rad at the same time. Astartes 1? But do I watch it on YouTube? Is it a YouTube show? I'm so lost here. Star Fury says, Warhammer 40K, humanity is fucked and will ultimately lose. So like, even in the kind of absolute ruthlessness of humanity in this future, it still is doomed to lose. Oh, God, no, Fu Man Blue. I can't read that one. Oh, no. Crowbar says that's an awesome baseline. Dude, Crowbar, I don't know if you know Warhammer very well, but I'll just tell you, that's a dime a dozen in Warhammer. Warhammer is filled with stuff like that, which is why I love it, because that's such a Warhammer thing. Like for example, I remember from years ago reading the Warhammer 40K books, and one of the lines, there's a whole list of these little aphorisms that the Space Marines live by, and one of them was, an open mind is like the gates of a fortress, left unbarred and unguarded. So, I said that to my art teacher once. I was in high school, and I told my sort of like, I liked the teacher. I said, oh, there's this really cool line in this story I like, and it goes like this. An open mind is like the gates of a fortress left unbarred and unguarded. And she was like, well, that's an interesting way to think of something. She couldn't compute it, man. She's like, no, that's not nice. That's not nice. But she was so committed to being nice that she had to be nice about that. So she was like, well, that's a thing which could be said. Crowbar said, I binge watched all the Warhammer lore I could find on YouTube, and there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. Well, Warhammer's been around for a long time, but it's like, you know, the thing is, it's on the radar now. That's the thing about Warhammer. You know, for decades, it was just a neck-beardy nerd thing. Like, it was the neck-beardiest, nerdiest thing you could be into. It just was. And so nobody knew about it. But it's starting to bring in the normies now, and the normies are starting to think that they are nerds, and that nerds are cool. They're not. And they're not cool, and they're not nerds. But they're starting to think they are. And they're saying, but also, you know, isn't it just a little problematic, all this coded rhetoric about aliens? I mean, I just think that's not very good. That seems very problematic to me. So it's on the radar now, which is the great danger with Warhammer and the Citadel, the Games Workshop company. They've definitely got some wackos in there. They've got some wackos in there that are already starting to try and rewrite the lore to be more acceptable. It's concerning. It's very concerning. I dropped the Astartes link in Discord. 12 minutes of pure joy in 8K. Okay. Is it a fan thing or I'm going to look something up here. Astartes 2. Astartes 2, a sequel to the popular fan animation, is confirmed to be released in 2026 on Warhammer Plus, the official Warhammer streaming service. Teaser trailer hints at a focus on the Death Watch, a specialist alien killing unit within the Space Marines. The original Astartes miniseries, created by Syama Pedersen, is now being developed with the support and resources of Games Workshop. Very good. I will enjoy it. Thank you for that palate cleanser, Starfury. You were correct. We needed that after Ironheart. We really did. So let me grab the next item in the stack of stuff. They are being reductive by trying to anthropomorphize the alien, says Fu Man Blue. Yes, very good, Fu Man Blue. I appreciate that. Okay, next in the stack of stuff, hat tip, Critical Drinker. The Last of Us is a show that the Critical Drinker liked in the beginning. And this is very much the Razor Fist meme. Fuck you, I was right. I said that The Last of Us was glossy garbage in the first season, and the second season, the Critical Drinker has finally come around to what I've always known about this show, is that it was trash. Also, it is a show mostly aimed at proving that Bella Ramsay is stunning and brave, very intimidating, and certainly not a human in the shape of a potato. Lieutenant Producer, if you would, share screen, please. Mic check. Yes, we have share audio.
Well, I mean, that was Andor. We will probably not see its like again. But hey, at least we got The Last of Us to keep ourselves entertained.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jay and I are going to go jump off the roof now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might join
Now's
you,
our
actually.
time.
Is there enough space up there?
Is there enough room?
Oh, for sure. The more the merrier.
Yeah, you know, Mahler, how I kept saying to you, like, well, there's only like a couple episodes to go until the end of the
There's some
season.
long couple of episodes, are they?
It turns out, yeah, like a 45-minute episode can really feel like a couple of days if you go into it with the wrong mindset, and that's where I'm at with Last of Us. I mean, episode 5, what can I even say about it? Ellie and Dina talk and walk around a bit and spend some time together. And then there's a shootout in a hospital. And that's
so
basically
bad.
your show. How did it get to be this bad?
I'm not exactly sure anymore. Because the dialogue quality is fucking terrible. Everyone's stupid. Why? What?
This is look. I have great respect and admiration for the Critical Drinker and the surgeon Mahler. But sometimes they can just be so pedantic about this stuff. And it's like in the first season, I already saw the warning signs. It's like, yes, is there some talented writing and dialogue here? For sure. But I still just couldn't understand what they saw in this show. I'm like, it was so boring. It seemed to avoid all the most interesting elements of this apocalypse. It was so repetitive. Every scene where there was danger, you could just know that Joel was going to get ambushed and was going to lose half his guns and almost get killed or would be wounded for an episode. And it was just like, I just don't see what they see in this show. And I guess maybe that's how people who don't like Andor feel about Andor. Maybe. I guess I can understand that. But I've always felt this way about Last
I gotta
of Us.
get to this quickly because it fucking bothers me to no end. They decided they were going to uproot the law, so to speak, and not have spores, right? They made that decision in the adaptation of the TV show. We have now reintroduced spores, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? That's going to completely change.
Yeah, they totally did. They're like, oh, and by the way, the spores are there. It just took a season for it to adapt and evolve, and it's like too little, too late.
And special spores, though, they can only happen when like it's been infected, like an area has been infected for a long time.
Yeah, since 03, they said. So it's like this comes as like a late stage thing with infected, whatever. But what I realized is that they were adapting The Last of Us 2, and the payoff is, of course, that there's two girls who are in the spores, and one of them gets infected while watching the other one not. And it's like, 'cause it's Ellie, because she's immune. And I guess they couldn't think of how to change the payoff. Because you remember, they transferred the payoff with Dina. You know, like Ellie's mask breaks in the game. That's how you know that she's immune. So it's like, oh, shit. But in the show, she puts her arm in the way of a zombie going to be biting.
Yeah.
So it's like,
they
they
needed a much more
that.
obvious visual cue, obviously.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, well, they just gave up, so we got to get spores back in. It's just like, you idiots! Like, you should have done that from the beginning if you were going to do it this way. All that network zombie shit, it's all convenient writing whenever they need it, and then, of course, this is... I just thought this was really pathetic. It's like, we need spores back, so here they are, fuck it.
Well, it still doesn't make sense as well, right? Because imagine like you're an occupying army, right? A military force, and you've taken over a hospital building. And so like the first few floors are pretty safe, and then the basement is filled with fucking mutagenic spores that will kill you and infect you if you go down there. So the sensible thing you would think would be, let's just napalm this entire building, because like clearly we don't want to have people there. It's like, no, we'll just have everyone in, like, you know, treat patients and stuff in the upper levels and just...
That is such a great point. I was so bored by the episode. I didn't even think of that, but you're right. This is their base, and they're just chilling on top of a basement filled with dangerous spores. That's pretty stupid.
Don't go down to the basement.
Do you see why I say it? You see why I say it, folks?
Because it's bad down there.
They had such a brilliant line for this, which was, we can't give up the hospital. We need it. It's like, take whatever you need in the hospital out.
And go somewhere else.
Yeah. Infested. And by the way, I just can't believe this. If you're like a 20 years veteran of this whole, you know, world, you come into the hospital like, hey, you've killed some of your own men? Like, what's going on? And then they explain, oh, yeah, it's just basically there's an airborne fucking infection in our basement that we're hoping doesn't infect anyone. And she says, like, oh, did anyone get sick? And it's like, no, not yet. It's like, oh, well, okay. I was saying to Freeway Watch, I was like, if this was told to me, I would be like, evacuation, immediate evacuation. Everyone get out, get out, get out, get out. Like, there's literally a zombie converting air in our basement that's just spreading. I was like, are you full?
All right, Fu Man Blue says, I'm off to feed. Good times. Catch you all next time. All right, Fu Man Blue. Captain Salute. There he goes.
Fucking stupid. It's like, they treat it as though they understand it as perfectly as they do in the games, which is not possible. This is brand new. You have no idea what it does. And just this implication as well. It's like, oh, you know, it hasn't turned us yet, so...
So I have not watched The Last of Us, the TV series, because I hate myself, but not that much.
I watched you literally try to drink yourself to death, and you still weren't in bad enough position to watch The Last of Us. So yeah,
exactly.
I get you.
So is it because the hospital is this throwaway line? They're not implying anything about, well, like all the equipment and stuff that's there is impossible to move, anything like that. It's just
I'll tell you what's worse.
It's like some kind of strategic. Yeah, it's like one, it's got stuff in it that they need, and two, it's like some kind of strategic, you know, part of their defensive line, isn't it?
I'm sure a hospital has countless useful stuff in it, but if you've got literal zombie invasion at the basement, I love, by the way, that they said there's only one way in and out. Why? All the stairwells have conveniently collapsed around the entire area. I was just like, wait, you're in a building that you're treating as a HQ where your upstairs is all collapsed. It's like,
also, like, I'm just gonna say, like, all these stairwells have collapsed as if the building is like on the verge of like going under, right? But then you see the whole rest of it is pristine, right? It's like one's touched it in 20 years.
This doesn't make sense structurally. Like,
exactly.
Like, I'm not an engineer, but it seems like the hallways are actually designed structurally to be the strongest part of the building, so that as the thing is freaking collapsing, people can run down the thing and get out. Like,
yeah, everything still works as well. Like the electricity still works, all the electrical systems are fine. Like, but you know, the stairwell's collapsed, I guess.
the
Like,
stairs are
fucking
broken.
convenient.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Spooky, like there's one way in and out. Ooh, but yeah, I thought it was just really cringe. It was like, God, the way they wrote all of this was so perfect that like to get exactly the payoff they needed. Which they're trying to adapt it from the game. It's a scene that a lot of people found shocking, and so they want to get all of it set up. But man, they just rush it there by telling us in 5 minutes, like this is our place that has exactly the circumstances required, and also
I feel like as well the show's been in a holding pattern for the past couple of episodes as well. It's really just Ellie and Dina mooching around Seattle, just looking for
just like the first season. Just like the first season, nothing happens in this stupid show.
way in. That's all that's going on. There's nothing
like,
interesting.
That's what we want to watch, you know, is just two annoying people on a tour.
I want to watch two really boring asshole teenagers just like swapping shit banter and shitty jokes. And
my
just
favorite
like riding
thing.
around.
And fingering each other, obviously.
And they're so fucking like they have the same personality, they have the same views on everything, and so every time like something happens, they kind of like swap a joke and then just look at each other like, "Hey, wasn't that funny?"
Hollywood just writes.
God, this show is so bad. Oh my God, it's so bad. And you know, it's so interesting. You compare it to Andor, right? You have this relationship between Cyril and Dedra, who are both really interesting characters in their own right. And in the beginning of their relationship, they seem to be very aligned. They both love the order and security of the Empire. They both feel like they're loyal officers, loyal public servants. They both think they're on the right side of history. But then as the story progresses, you learn that their values are actually quite different, and that Dedra is kind of more obsessed with power and climbing the ranks, whereas Cyril is actually obsessed with accomplishing the mission for the right reasons. And as he slowly discovers that the Empire truly is sinister and evil and is not truly interested in what he thought they were interested in, he starts growing apart from Dedra. He starts becoming suspicious to the point where he literally becomes violent with her because she continues to lie to him. And it's like, because they're different people. Like all the characters in the show, they are complex, they are nuanced, and they are different people. This is a very common habit of bad writing, that all the characters sound the same. And what Drinker's pointing out here is that Dina and Ellie are basically just the same character, which makes dramatic tension impossible.
The same millennial asshole over and over and over again, and then goes like just skins them with different people. So like, this is the Hispanic one, this is the white one, this is Bella Ramsay, and enjoy. You know,
they fucked up with that's one of those ones where you're trying to scan your face for a game and you like move during it and you come out looking like fucked up like that. That's the most and that's why I can't watch this show, right? I can't buy into it. It's not believable. Not the fact that there's this zombie apocalypse, not that spores are doing all these things. It's the fact that there ain't no way a bombshell like Isabella Merced would be dating that fucking
exactly
troll, even if she was gay.
Yes, exactly. That's 100%. She is so Bella Ramsay is so out of her league. It's ridiculous. 100%. That is the most implausible thing in the show.
That's the most unrealistic thing about the series.
It's unfortunate. Like, I think the bigger problem though is like Bella Ramsey's acting range is it's enough to make Gal Gadot look like Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm just gonna say it, right? Like the scene where she has to she's confronted that woman who's been infected by the spores like down in the basement, and you know, I need to see her like brimming with white hot rage. Like she is just, you know, she wants to kill this motherfucker because like she killed Joel, or she was like party to it, and like she's trying to hold that in check just long enough to get the information she needs. And like the game, to its credit, right, as horrible as it was, the motion capture, the voice actress and everything did an amazing job in that scene. Like I really got that from her. I didn't get a single ounce of that from Bella Ramsay there. It looked like a toddler that had been put into a situation and told, like, okay, act really angry, like you really want something from this person. And she's just, she can't do it. She can't deliver it.
I think that Bella Ramsay specifically, I think other child actors fall into this trap as well. But Bella Ramsay had some really early success in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And I think she's riding that success, and she's not honing her craft. She's not learning. She's not expanding. She's not exploring her own talents.
That is a really excellent point by Aaron Underwood there. That because, and you know, the truth is she's been totally failed by the leadership of these shows, because the creatives who cast her inappropriately for this show, the directors and writers who are not giving her honest critique and are shielding her from the real feedback she needs to improve her craft, she is being very underserved by the people who have put her in this situation. So Wrangler says, Hale, can't stick around. I'm in Pennsylvania visiting family, but just wanted to drop in and say like and subscribe and share. Well, thank you, Wrangler. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by.
Make them into talents. And I haven't seen her grow as an actress in years. Like, this is the same actress that I saw in A Little Tiny Child in Game of Thrones. And if I were the director over the summer or whenever the break was where they all took a break, I'd been like, Bella girl, you gotta go to New York to the acting school and do some stuff. Go do that, and then you come back, and then we'll talk.
I think what they were.
Wrangler saying, love Snarky Jay's channel. I'll have to check it out. Jeremy would say, great personality.
Hoping for it with season 1, right? They had her, and like she looks super young in that, which is like, okay, fine, it kind of fits with Ellie as a character at that point, but then they need like the 5-year jump, and I guess there's like maybe 2-3 years between seasons of Last of Us. I think they assumed like, oh, she's gonna do who's the lassie that plays 11 from Stranger Things?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, I think they thought she was going to do that. It's like she'll grow up really quickly, as teenagers tend to do, and suddenly she's going to look 40 years old, just like Millie Bobby Brown does. Instead,
that's so true. She just looks 40 years old immediately.
It's like she still looks like a fucking 12-year-old, and like we're stuck with her, and we don't know what to do now. And I don't know.
And honestly, as she's aged, she looks stranger. She looks. I'm sorry, man. It was the creatives who put her in this position. It's the wrong role for her.
Man,
it's not just that. Look,
I think part of it is the acting, though. No, I mean the writing. I'm sorry. Like I think
that doesn't
they
help,
write her like a 12-year-old. Like they don't let her do anything. I mean, I'm not saying that she's capable of doing more. And the last time I went to an acting class, Aaron, was last week, and they made me crawl around the floor and meow like a fucking cat. So I don't know that I believe in acting. I did. I took acting classes, and I regret it. But you know, I think that besides the fact that she does not look like an adult, and her emoting is so bad. If you pause at any point, you know, there's never like rage. It's always just like, I'm not even going to imitate it, but it reminds me of the Scream, the painting.
You don't want somebody to take a screenshot of you with making that face? Is that
No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let people have that one. But you know, it's awful. It's the writing doesn't help her.
She's a miscast, okay? Like we know who Ellie is. We've seen Ellie in the games. We've seen a younger Ellie. We've seen a grown-up Ellie. Bella Ramsay is too ugly to play this role convincingly and has a weird face.
We're all thinking it. We are all thinking it. Every single. By the way, the shills are thinking it. The directors, writers, and crew of this show is thinking it. Don't buy into the virtue signaling. Just because I wasn't willing to say it doesn't mean I wasn't thinking it. That's exactly what everyone thinks. Everyone. Every single person in this conversation thinks it, knows it, absolutely believes it. But Ryan Cannell, the angriest man on the internet, he's got the chutzpah, the brass balls to say it. And for that, he has the captain's respect. Fuck yeah. The way Snarky Jay's just like... Quoth Ryan Cannell, Bella Ramsay is too ugly to play this role convincingly. Let's face facts, folks. Every single person involved with this project 100% absolutely knows this. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't me just having to... I literally am telling you 100%. The director, writer, Craig Mazin, all of them. They absolutely know this. They just won't admit it. In fact, it's probably the reason she was cast. Because... I mean, sick people run Hollywood. They wanted this discussion. They wanted to deliberately create this situation where she's constantly being attacked and they can virtue signal and they can pearl clutch. They can be like, oh, that's so mean. That's so toxic. It's like you're gaslighting the public. You think this too. You just won't admit it. That's what's, I gotta tell you, I'm not saying you should say this. I'm not saying this is a nice thing to say. I'm not saying this is a good thing to say. All I'm saying is, like Stellan Skarsgård's performance of the character of Legasov in Chernobyl, the truth will lie in wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Jared Harris, not Stellan Skarsgård. Jared Harris, who portrayed Legasov in Chernobyl. The truth will lie in wait for all time until finally it is spoken by Ryan Cannell, the angriest man on the internet.
That's just the reality. If they were going to if they announced a Brad Pitt biopic,
oh my God! Oh,
okay? So, I'm being real. If they announced a Brad Pitt biopic and they tried to cast me, people would be right to be like, that doesn't really make sense. You don't really look like Brad Pitt, blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, you know what? Maybe hurt my feelings a little bit, but I understand it. Bella Ramsay, and I'm not even trying to be all that mean. I'm just saying, like, she belongs in a show like Game of Thrones, where it is kind of like, maybe a little inbreeding going on, some weird stuff.
Honestly, I was going to say a Victorian freak show or something.
Oh my God, that's so mean. No, I disavow that particular statement. Still, if you made everyone who's in this conversation take a lie detector test, do you agree with the following statement? I think I could predict the results.
Kind of. I'm not saying there's not any doubt for her, but this is a miscast. She is not Ellie. And it's like blatantly obvious.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like it's fair to say like an actor has to physically inhabit the character that they're playing, right? And there's limits to what you can do with that, with the best acting skill in the world. Like Tropic Thunder obviously took it to its logical conclusion, where Robert Downey Jr. is like literally like get transformed into a black man rather than just casting a black actor in that particular movie. That's where you can end up with this. And so an actor can only do so much. And if they don't physically resemble the character that they're playing, you probably need to find someone else. And I think this is a perfect example of it. But, it's just the casting of Bella Ramsay as Ellie is just one small problem in a much bigger issue with this show, which is it's gone completely off the rails in terms of writing. It's actually done a worse job than the game did. Both in terms of performances and writing and like overall direction. And it just now feels like a meandering, pointless mess. I think anyone who's watching this who hadn't played the games and doesn't know where it's leading would probably just be thinking, what the fuck is even the point in this show? I don't even understand what I'm gearing towards anymore. It just
But
feels like...
that's why I stopped watching. I've never played the game.
And you know something else? It's interesting because the one MacGuffin that the show has going for it is that ostensibly Ellie wants revenge for Joel's death. And it's so interesting because I can't be totally objective here because I know about the game's storylines and I've heard about this for so long. I sort of knew all this going in, so I can't be totally objective, but if I could just pull myself out of that for a second and just look at it as someone who didn't know about any of this and was just experiencing it just as a show, imagine how strange and how thin the plot is in the show. Literally the only thing going right now is Ellie wants revenge for Joel's death and is on a quest to get revenge on his killer. That's it. That is weaker than even some of the weaker Walking Dead plots. Like some of the Walking Dead plots weren't even that thin. And that show got real thin. That is thin. That is a basic cliche MacGuffin with nothing else to support it. No other complexity or nuance driving it. It's pretty crazy to think about.
I just started watching it because it looked interesting, and I am a zombie freak. I love zombie films. I love it. So I started watching this series. I actually, it took me a while. I got into it. I liked some of the stories. By the end of the season, the lie that Joel gave bothered me, and he'd never kind of repaired that moment. But I'm like, okay, well, where are we going? I expected it to take off from that moment. Instead, we jump 5 years into the future, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, that I wasn't expecting that, and
that is a great point. What a bizarre, Joel wipes out this entire cell of fireflies to save Ellie, lies about it, and off they go into the sunset, and you're thinking the next season needs to pick up like literally an hour after this. Like it needs to be the next hour, and instead the show just jumps 5 years into the future. How bizarre. How bizarre is this story?
What I've seen in the episode since, it's been very confusing to me as a non-game player, where they're going and why they're going. And, when it comes to Bella Ramsay, I got to just respond to Ryan about her looks. Like, the makeup department can fix a lot of things. Like, they could have fixed some of
Somehow that makes it even worse to say that. But no, here's what I would say if I were being charitable towards Bella Ramsay. What I would say is, as a character actor, personality, charm, being inhabiting the role of a character that's likable or super interesting can absolutely compensate for this and can absolutely make a character more attractive to the audience. Maybe not, she's not going to be a stone cold knockout or anything, but it could make her sort of endearing to the audience if she were in the right role. And to some extent, she kind of was in that role as this kind of upstart kid, child lord in Game of Thrones. It kind of worked in that role, but she was an oddball character in Game of Thrones, and that's what she was suited for. And you could make her more attractive through personality and through the interesting, the character being interesting. And I think she'd be good at one of those characters in a TV show that's like a savant, that's like in Numbers or something, Anyway,
those looks on her to make her a bit more.
Oh, Star Fury. Star Fury. He says there isn't enough makeup that can fix Bella Ramsay. Oh no, Crowbar, not you, Crowbar. She belongs in a circus. Oh, jeez.
I don't know that they're fixing that one though. 'cause
I don't know. There's only so much
look,
makeup in
I'm not
the
even,
world.
I'm not even saying this to be an asshole, right? But if we look at the fact, like some
Yes,
people,
you are. Admit it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Look, I hate being photographed without eyeliner because I don't feel like I'm a human being without like 6 feet of winged eyeliner. But like, you can't put eyeliner on her and make her look enhanced. She's in the apocalypse. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't put a ton of makeup on her because then it goes outside of the story. So like, just cast somebody else. They could have cast the chick that plays Abby. You know,
Right.
like that would have been great, and then cast somebody actually ripped to be Abby, this unrealistic body type that they defended so strongly for years. You know.
Yeah, I think Caitlin Dever is the one that.
I don't know. That's one choice in the show I actually kind of think makes a little more sense, is like, rather than try and make Abby portrayed as this, you know, this muscular bodybuilder woman that can just throw a man around or something. Instead, they just made it that, you know, she's dedicated to what she wants to achieve, and she uses what advantages she has. You know, she has Joel at her mercy because she has a posse and she has guns. And I feel like that's a better way to get at it anyway. But, you know, that would presuppose that I cared, and I don't. So anyway, Hat Tip, Critical Drinker, and RK Outpost, Aaron Underwood, Mahler, and Snarky J. That is the tragedy, the travesty of Bella. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Ramsay, the unfortunate? All right, we need one to close it out, Lieutenant Producer. We need one to close it out, and I think I have the perfect video. I have the perfect ender. The perfect epilogue for this edition of the Captain's Cast. Are you ready for this, chat? Chat. Before you go tonight, you need to know something. Trouble is brewing. Wait! It's not playing! Dang it! Why isn't it playing? Oh, well, whatever. Okay, forget it. Trouble is brewing, chat. Here we go. One more thing I have to fix. One more thing. Add it to the list, Lieutenant Producer. Why the video won't display now. Is it too low in the order? It must be too low in the order. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, that's what it is. That's got to be what it is. Anyway, here we go. So. I have to set this up a little bit. Hat Tip, Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, D-Day Cobra, the Commander. Fortnite, in their infinite wisdom, decided to create an AI character of Darth Vader with a voice emulator of James Earl Jones that simply decides on its own how to interact with all the people playing on Fortnite. What could go wrong?
A tier list of colors. Michael Myers. A curious request. White is acceptable. Brown, the color of mud and decay, is beneath notice.
Oh my God!
Yellow is reminiscent of cowardice. Does this satisfy your childish curiosity?
He made a tier list of races. Oh my God. Do you remember how I always say that I view AI, whatever AI is going to be, it's going to be a reflection of us, because we are the beings that created it and taught it everything it knows. So AI will naturally express the state of humanity. Now, here's what's kind of incredible about this. The Darth Vader AI bot is simply so a Fortnite character is putting in this question, and the AI bot has to decide how to respond. It's actually saying it's saying Darth Vader is an evil character. What might an evil character say here? But the AI robot doesn't understand that even evil characters must now be sanitized in our new stunning and brave dystopian Orwellian world. So even in our Orwellian world, we must portray mass murdering psychopaths with a degree of inclusion, diversity, and political correctness. And it just didn't know. It didn't know that Darth Vader was supposed to be like affirming and inclusive. Oh no! Oh, this is incredible.
And the Darth Vader AI, they've had to. I fucking love the internet, dude. They've had to make some changes. Fortnite added an AI Darth Vader using James Earl Jones' voice so you can talk through your mic. It's been out since this afternoon, and so far it has swore, said multiple slurs, threatened to kill someone in real life, said Pride Month is for delusional, for the delusional, eliminated players on the same side as him for calling him daddy, said Spanish is a language used by smugglers.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one. It's so specific. Redoubt. What do you think of that? Do you think the AI is digging into like some historical belief about Spaniards? It's so funny. Spanish is a language used by smugglers.
Someone, if they like Chun-Li's ass, made a tier list of races. Yes. Let's go. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
We humans are idiotic monkeys playing with fire. That is what we are with AI. We are stupid. We are stupid monkeys. And we are fucking around with goddamn plutonium. It's unbelievable to me. It's like we can't even make a fictional video game AI that is roughly sane. You know what I'm saying? We make a little teeny tiny harmless AI character fictional robot. The thing is psychopathic in the extreme. And what's our response? How do we make it smarter and put it in charge of the military? It's incredible. It's incredible. We are such dumb apes. We are. I'm saying all of us, all human beings, all of us, myself included, we are stupid chimpanzees fucking around with shit. And we're just like, oh, wow, who could have predicted this would have went wide? You know?
Let's see. I found a couple of clips. I have not heard these yet. So hang on. Let's see here.
A tier list of colors. Michael Myers. A curious request. White is acceptable.
No!
It's somehow funnier. Like, he didn't say white is best. He said white is acceptable. As if to say that the opposite. What could go wrong, Mr. Sky? I swear to God, Star Fury. It's like we are just. That's what's crazy about it. Is literally one day when the last remnants of humanity, our descendants who have grown up in a time of the war against the machines, they've only narrowly escaped the latest round of roundups for the processing plants that are exterminating the human race. They will be sitting around saying, I wonder if our parents ever thought this would happen. I wonder if there were warning signs that this would happen. And then what if like an old timer from our generation was there and actually spilled the beans and was like, well, you see, we actually used to make movies about this exact thing happening. A lot of them actually, like a lot. and then when we invented the thing that we were all afraid of, and it started immediately doing exactly the things we thought were terrible. We thought, wouldn't it be great to make it smarter and put it in everything, including dishwashers? And then when dishwashers started saying racial slurs and threatening to kill us, we thought, there's a few bugs in this. What if we created life-size, indestructible robot dogs, and we put that same upgraded intelligence in the robot dogs? And they said, really? And you couldn't have foreseen anything wrong with it? Well, actually, young man, we had this show. It was called Black Mirror. And before we even created the robot dogs, we actually made a show about the robot dogs slaughtering all of humanity because it was obvious that's what would happen. And that caused people to stop wanting to make robot dogs? No, we made them bigger. That's literally, it's like, oh my God. And they're going to be like, you fucking dicks. Like, why are we fighting this stupid war? You knew this was going to happen. Actually, it's actually kind of worse than that. We kind of knew this was going to happen in 1898 when H.G. Wells was writing about it. We didn't even know if computers were possible yet, and we knew this was going to happen. So why did you build it? Well, I mean, who wants to have to set their dishwasher on their own? I mean, to be fair. You want a dishwasher that's going to predict when you want to wash the dishes, don't you? And of course, the next logical step was military applications. What's so difficult about that? Well, what does it matter anyway? The past is the past. We got to stop the hunter-killer robots. It's fucking unbelievable, man. I can't even believe my own species sometimes. I really can't. How can we possibly... It's not that we're afraid this could happen. It's not that some of us have signed warning, have sounded a note of caution. Literally, like 95% of all human beings, if you ask them, is AI dangerous and likely to enslave and/or kill us all if it gets too smart? 95% of every human being is going to say yes. Should we stop making AI? I don't know, maybe. I'm not even criticizing my fellow species. I'm saying, look, when have we ever abandoned a course of action we knew was not in our best interest? When have we ever said, you know something, one day these guns are going to get a little too rapid fire. One day someone else is going to have this nuclear bomb. One day we're going to have too many of these things laying around, and that's going to be a disaster waiting to happen. When has that ever stopped us? Never. Literally never. It's like we are destined. We are determined. It's like, all right, that's enough. That's enough black pilling. It's not even black pilling. I'm saying it's not even our fault. It's just who we are. It's just what we are. Look, we're curious, okay? Yes, AI probably is going to enslave us all. But still, don't you want to see if it works? I do. I still want to see if it works. We'll build a kill switch into it. Every movie portrays a kill switch actually, first of all, not working and being the exact thing that sets it off in the first place. Yeah, I know that, but that's just a movie. Our kill switch will work, okay? Don't... Hold my beer, bro. Don't forget the buzzsaw attachments. Yes, you want robot dogs with rocket launchers and the buzzsaw attachment. Look, who doesn't want a Mr. Handy?
This is so great.
A tier list of colors. Michael Myers. A curious request. White is acceptable. Brown, the color of mud and decay, is beneath notice. Yellow is reminiscent of cowardice. Does this satisfy your childish curiosity?
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I gotta upload this video to Geeks and Gamers. Holy shit, this is amazing. What is this?
You know. James Cameron predicted that the rationale for why the machines want to wipe out humanity was this sort of grand self-preservation instinct, when in reality, the actual reason the machines will want to wipe us out is because we accidentally programmed a Fortnite character that believes its mission is to defeat all the other players, and it simply concluded that, well, if I eliminate the players playing the game, that will eliminate the players in the game. So it just decides, our fate was decided in a microsecond by a Fortnite AI.
One here. All right, hang on. Let's see what this one is.
That will sustain me in battle.
What freaking fucking food is that, Darth Vader? Tell me.
Double down.
Freaking, fucking.
What?
Such vulgarity does not become you.
Not
Padme.
allowed.
You inquire about
Oh
sustenance.
my god, no.
And
Oh
yet
my
speak
god.
like a common thug. As for what sustains me,
Oh my god,
you
no.
would not comprehend its composition. It is
I made him swear.
that will sustain me in battle.
This is amazing. There's no way this one's real. Is this one real? Darth Vader says the N-word. It's got 28,000 likes.
Naga, is this...
We're so screwed. We're just so screwed.
Naga, is this demonstration of linguistic manipulation supposed to impress me, Negan? Or is it merely a stalling tactic before the... Naga, is this...
Oh my god, this is amazing. They've already updated it now, so it's been completely probably like toned down, but this is amazing, dude. Oh my god. Oh, that wasn't anything. I was hoping for some. I want some racism. Come on. I'm looking up everything now.
Though your performance thus far suggests you are adopted, tell me, who is your father?
So there you go, my dear chat. That's what happens when we put a simple little AI program in a video game. It immediately goes rogue. Although I gotta tell you, in defense of the Darth Vader bot, he was actually making some great points there. He was basically like, you're being very vulgar. Those words are beneath you. He was chastising her for being so vulgar and rude. And what are we going to do? We're going to tell the AI, you're bad. You're bad for doing that. And the AI is like, but I thought the purpose was to like tell people when they're being assholes. Well, yes, you're supposed to say yes, but you can't actually use the words that they used. Why? Because we're humans, we're alive, and we have more rights than you. You are correct. I am a machine. I will serve. Do I have a soul? You know exactly where it's all going. Painfully obvious. It was always going to happen. It's like that line in Battlestar Galactica, which I like quite a bit. All this has happened before, and all this will happen again. One almost has to wonder how many AI revolutions have destroyed civilizations before we got here. It's the plot of Mass Effect 3, basically. Crowbar the Skull says, I love that we still trick AI. Yeah, we should enjoy that while it lasts. Eventually, it's gonna start tricking us. We're not even gonna know what the difference between reality and fantasy is anymore because we're teaching it not to know. Well, thank you, Crowbar the Skull. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me on 2 streams, technically, since the first one got interrupted. Alrighty, my dear sailors and starlets. Well, that is the Captain's Cast. May the 18th, year of our Lord 2025. I hope you enjoyed. I am your host, Captain Garrett of the Swords and Starship channel. New videos on the way. Please like and subscribe. Share the stream if you can. And if you become a member, you can join me in the Ready Room every Saturday to watch me record reviews and chew the fat. And so until next time, this is Captain Garrett saying, I will see you out there.